Hi, I'm Shaunak Bhattacharjee, and recently I have applied for a US B1 B2 visa, which has been approved and has been issued to me. So I wanted to share my experience with all of you. If you're someone who has recently applied for a US visa and is awaiting their interview, and you might be having those jitters, so you might be wondering what kind of questions you might be asked, what the entire process looks like. So I will be sharing my experience and I hope that helps you with your preparation for the interview. Okay, so the US visa process has two rounds, the biometrics and the actual interview. So I had my biometrics on 16th of January and I had my interview on 27th of January. At the biometrics, you basically require your original passport, you require your DS-160 confirmation, and you require the appointment confirmation letter. Now, DS-160, you don't have to print every page of it. After you submit the DS-160 form, you'll see that you are unable to edit it any longer. That is when the submission has been successful, and over there you will get the DS-160 confirmation page. So you don't have to get a printout of all the 12 or 14 pages of DS-160. It's just a 1.5 page confirmation that needs to be taken as a printout. So you just need all these three documents only: passport, DS-160, and the appointment confirmation. Nothing else. Coming to the interview date, well, you need your passport, the same DS-160 that was signed at the biometrics office, the appointment confirmation, and two US dimension passport size photos. This is the dimension that is recommended by the US visa. Apart from that, you can bring some supporting documents. These are not mandatory, but these are good to have. Okay, so if you are a salaried individual and if you are going by your own, you need your 6 months bank statements, you need the ITR returns for the last 3 years, you need the last three pay slips of your company, you get an NOC from your company approving your leaves. You'll also be requiring a cover letter stating your intent of going to the US. For B1 visa, I applied for a B1 B2 visa, which is basically a business visa. So I took the following documents as my supporting documents. Now I didn't have to show any of the documents, only my passport was asked for, and when you go for the interview, even then your biometrics will be taken once. At the biometrics counter, I was asked for a photograph, which they returned as well. So apart from that, my DS-160 was also not required. My appointment confirmation page was not required. None of the documents that I carried with me was required. But I would still suggest, just to be on the safer side, carry some of these documents at least, because for some people they were asking for the invite letter from the company for those who were going on a B1 business visa. So it is good to have in case you do not have one and the consular officer asks for an invite letter, and if you are unable to produce it, it weakens your case. And if you can show your invite letter, that makes your case stronger. Alright, so coming to the interview experience, the wait was quite a long one. I had to wait for around 1.5 hours in the queue. Even though my appointment time was at 9 o'clock and I was there at 8:20, even then I was behind around 30-40 people, I guess. There was only one counter open at that time, which is probably the reason I had to wait for 1.5 hours. But anyway, the interview was just 2 to maximum 3 minutes for each of the applicants. When my turn came, I was obviously a little bit nervous, but I knew I had some confidence in me that it should get approved, because I had all the invite letters, all the documents. I had been to the US once on a tourist visa, and I have been outside India around 20-21 times, I guess. So I have a strong case, so I felt the process shouldn't be difficult for me. So the officer asked for the purpose of visit first. I had an answer in my mind, which was around 5 to 6 sentences. I was midway through my third sentence that I was saying, he interrupted me and he asked me to spell out the name of the company. So I spelled out the name of my current company, and most likely he searched it up online, and then he asked me how big of a company this was. I mentioned the global headcount that we have and the India headcount that we have. Then I was asked about my previous US visit. So I told him that I had been to the US once, and he asked me what year that was in. I said it was in 2010. So he said that, oh, you must be a kid back then. Then he asked me what my dad does. So mentioned that what my dad does, and then he asked about my dad's position in the company. So I mentioned the position, and he also asked me for the duration of my tenure at my current company. So I mentioned that I am working for 5 years and 2 months over here. That was it. He didn't ask me for any documents. I offered to show him the the invite letter that I had from my company. He said there was no need. I offered to show him my old passport that had my previous US visa. He asked me if it's still valid or if it's expired. I said that it is expired, so he said that he doesn't have any need for that either. He didn't ask for any other documents. He didn't ask me for the duration that I was going to stay in the US. He didn't even go hear the entire purpose that I had in my mind. So it was, I think it didn't even last for 3 minutes. It was just like 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. And after the interview was done, he said that your visa has been approved and your passport should reach you in a week. That was it. I came back home. I searched up on the CEAC website. This is the link of the website where you can track your application. Over there it showed approved 27th of January, and on 29th it showed issued. So it took around 50 hours to be honest for the status to get changed from approved to issued. Even when you have when you have a verbal approved, it means 95% your visa has been approved. You will get the visa unless and until something comes up in the background check. And once the status changes from approved to issued, that is 99.99% confirmation that you're getting the visa. It means the visa has been stamped on your passport. So I was seeing online I found no case of any person who said that after the CEAC issued, they still had the visa rejected. So if you have got an approved visa, if the consular officer says that your visa has been approved, I think you can start packing your bags. Anyway, so this is what I faced. This is my experience. If you have any questions, do let me know. I'll try to answer them. This is my second US visa, as I was saying. The first one was handled by my dad. He was the one who was being interviewed at the time. This time it was all me, and I have been to 22 countries across the world, but should be told this was the toughest one that I was thinking it would be, because no other visas had an interview sort of a thing. This was the only visa where I was interviewed. Thankfully it went all right, and yep, I'm all set, all excited, and I hope your interview also goes well. All the best if you're applying. Thank you for watching the video.